Hello, hello. This is Miss Joan, Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, coming out for Gemini. And I'm doing a reading, the overview reading for September, which will go from August 29th all the way to October 2nd. I'm just going to do the 5 separate weeks there, where September dominates every one of those weeks. And I'm programming these cards by way of thinking about people in my life who are Gemini. God bless you all. And yes, I get a nice wide swath of people that I think about, so I cover all the range of people in my life. It's good. So programming the cards for Gemini. Little love from the top. Now I cut the cards 3 ways. And I pick the dominant pile. Now these are ready. Let's program these first week in September, August 29th through September 4th. Same idea, thinking about my peeps, energizing cards with awesome Gemini power, because dango la Gemini. They're a force to be reckoned with. Cut and pick. And there we go. These cards are ready. So I'm going to make 5 rows for the 5 weeks. We're going to cover the first row, of course, is where we are. The second will be what's blocking us. And the third will be our solution. All the cards are facing me. It doesn't change the meaning of the card. It just means I don't read them upside down. And each row of these will then be set aside, and we'll go deeper on all of them. But in this particular video, we're going to do the first week. So let's look at what we have going on here. Dum dum dum. For the September overview, right? This is a lot of cards. So as the month begins, the end of August and beginning of September, we are looking at the fact that there's going to be some stuff going on where you're feeling fairly accomplished and having some feelings and ideas about what you've accomplished. It feels triumphant. It doesn't feel like you're weighed down by the situation. You are triumphant in this situation. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. Don't be alarmed. Maybe not in front of people, but you know what I'm saying. It's okay to celebrate you because you're awesome. This card here is talking about taking your power back and being cautious in how you take your power back in this situation. You don't want to leave any massive wreckage in the past, so do figure that out and make it work, okay? Remembering our lessons from the past is how we figure this out, okay? So that's cool. You're going to remember your lessons, not repeat them. As you take your power back, it's okay to reorganize yourself, to appreciate people while reclaiming your power. Does that make sense? It's a good idea. And that's how that week should go. Because you don't want to block yourself with this stuff, right? You don't want to make things worse by simply being a little too aggressive. Alright? enjoy your victory, and remember how you got here, okay? This card here is talking about the Knight of Cups. I have a cat, yes. So the Knight of Cups is talking about how in the second week of September, 5th through the 11th, you are going to be fighting for what you love, all right? Not everyone's going to jump on board with what you want to do. There may be a trip that comes up unexpectedly that will cause you to not be able to do something that you really want to do right away. And it has something to do with someone who's emotionally based. So an emotionally based lady has called you out of town for a moment, and you're going to take off and do that. But this will all get put on hold. So be careful how you start the fight for what you love, because it's not going to be the first priority by the end of the week, okay? Now, the week of September 12th through the 18th, we are looking at your foundation and power. Your foundation and power is doing all right and looking pretty strong. The hard work will have already been done. And maybe when you're out of town, you're making a few phone calls and resolving your situation. So that, because it looks like the hard work is done, your foundation is solid in power, and pay attention to the fact that while the hard work is done, it may not, in this particular position, I'm incorrect. The truth is that there's more to do. There's more to do, and you need to work a little bit harder. Your foundation and power is solid, yes, and your financial foundation will be solid as well. But you have to do a little something extra. It's not done yet, all right? This is the blocking position, so it's going to be blocked, all right? Cool. All good. Now, the week of September 19th through the 25th, we are looking at the completion of a cycle, which is nice. Something is going to be getting done and out of the way, but at the same time, a celebratory moment, right? There will be somebody who says, hey, wait a minute, you may need to do something else if you want to make a little more money. And that's interesting that whatever it is that they suggest that you need to do to make a little more money might include a class of some sort. You need to expand on what you already have as your knowledge base. And the answer to that is to jump the hell in, girl or guy. This is so important that you jump into this situation and take it on, because you can do it. It's going to be great. Okay? Good. Now, September 26th through the October 2nd, we want you to follow your intuition this week. Following your intuition, knowing that the things that you're going to be able to reap in the future should not be things that make you crazy, okay? Try not to put yourself in a position where you're gaining things that are not helpful, okay? Too much money can be a problem. Be aware of that. And of course, this is the... All right, I see. You may be offered too much work, so just keep that in mind. You can taper back or pull back a little so they don't give you too much work and you don't make too much money, like that. This card here is talking about you have the support at home. You have a partner in crime who is supporting you in this process and will handle whatever comes down the pike. So just be aware of that and be all good with it, okay? So this is good stuff. I see a very good month ahead for you, Gemini. Now I'm going to go ahead and set these cards aside so we can go deeper on them when the time is right. And everything will be okay. And I will immediately go deeper on the first week. We already have cards programmed for this, so it's good, right? We are ready. Let's see what comes up. 2, and 3. So this is good stuff right here. Very good stuff. This is where we are, this is what's blocking us, and this is what our solution is, okay? So, we were standing in victory over here with good judgments made, and everything is wonderful. There will be opportunities to learn something new coming up, new ideas coming, and people sharing ideas about new stuff. And you want to remember where you were and how you got here and all the different lessons you learned beforehand, so that you don't repeat any of the bad behaviors that got you in trouble before, but that you can also mirror and redo good behaviors in the future. Okay? Cool. This card here is talking about how what was blocking you this week is you taking your power back in maybe too aggressive a way, possibly within your relationship. It's important for you to know that there's another way of doing it by looking at it from a different angle. Go ahead and look at your situation here in the relationship in a different angle, and try on their shoes for a minute, see how they see it, and then maybe you can at least appreciate where they're coming from. And by approaching it from that angle, they will feel more appreciated and less like they've been discarded, or not discarded, but not accounted for. How's that? Discounted. There we go. And so, keeping that in mind, you don't want to have any of that negative juju going on. It's important to pay attention and be very clear that whatever you're doing here isn't to make them less than, right? You want to lift them up and make something better for both of you. This here is talking about your solution is remembering lessons from the past. We have this twice, so I would say this is a prevalent conversation happening. That you need to remember what you did in the past when you've dealt with situations within your relationship to come out in a better situation, okay? Finances will be fine. Don't trip on that too hard. You will have to fight for your power, so that's interesting. As things are changing, there's a lot changing this month for you. Within the finances and other things. So just keep it all in mind and keep it under wraps, right? Maintain an open communication with your partner, I'd say. That's the most important thing for you right now. If all of this or any of this resonates, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you like. I'll talk to you soon about the week of September 5th through the 11th.